Hey there guys, guess who? It's Raymond here, also known as Rayvision, and check it out today. Well, we are going to be playing some Forza Motorsport 6. Now this is going to be yet another drift build today, and we're going to be doing a little bit something called a Chrysler SRT, or sorry, the Chrysler 300 SRT. Now, the reason why I chose this car is I saw the suggestion in the comments, and I thought to myself, I saw one of those at the Grand Prix Montreal, and it was doing burnouts in the middle of the street, and I was like, this would be an amazing car to try and drift around. Turns out the car is quite heavy, and it's good at drifting, but it takes a little bit of getting used to. It's kind of different than what you might expect from these kinds of cars. Also, look at that, Rabbit Nick is online. So yeah, what I did for this car is basically I tried to keep the stock V8 engine because I thought that would just be more attractive. It'd sound better. I did put a twin turbo on it, so it has that turbo sound, which is like, here's the thing in Forza, like, I really like the fact that they added a turbo sound, yada yada, but I feel like it's excessive because every car you put twin turbos on sounds exactly the same, which is not the case in real life, but it is the case in Forza. So, about that, I'm not super excited. I mean, like, I understand, but it's not my happiest moment. So, as usual, if you want to be able to drive this car, just look up Ray Drift is going to be the name of the build, and it will be under drift and best for speed. Right now I'm in an online lobby. If you notice, I'm in 11th out of 17 because the first lap was just basically people crashing into me, which is unfortunately too common in these online lobbies. Now, when I came back this weekend and I started playing, there's the Cadillac limo, I noticed quite a big difference in Forza lobbies, and that not being me crashing everywhere, but that be that it is no longer a lap-based system. It is a timer. You have a certain set amount of time, and if you basically try and set the best lap within that amount of time. So the ranking is best on your based on your overall score in the bottom left and the top left, which is really weird because you might have number one, but you don't have number one because guess what? Someone got a better lap than you, and then the rest of the time they just spent doing something else, hiding in a corner. I really don't know, but I really like the sound of this car. Apart from the turbos, it's super annoying, but that is just a minor detail. Here, watching me overshoot the turn and do a little bit of a spin out is always a very nice proposition. Just look at that Cadillac. This guy's drifting it like a pro. I have to admit, I really like the fact that they added a limousine in Forza. To me, that's like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. As far as this goes, along all the drift builds I've made, definitely not the best. There are definitely better drift builds that I could have and should have made. Also, Star Citizen, Star Marine should be coming out soon. So be expecting some videos with regards to that on the way sometime soon if you guys are interested by that. I can't wait for Black Ops 3 and Battlefront to come out because, well, I'm going to be doing a lot of content. Once Black Ops 3 comes out, you guys should be expecting weekly zombie videos with not just me, but I'm going to get Marco, Willie, Ryan, I'm going to get Alan, I'm going to get Alan, I get basically everyone from the AR-12 crew, and then I'll switch out who's playing with me zombies once a week. And then I'll do some Battlefront with Ryan because, well, Battlefront looks pretty freaking amazing if you ask me. Oh, well, I'm pretty hyped for it. Actually, I'm very hyped for it, not pretty. So, look at that. Just a little bit too much speed coming into this corner, and I ended up just rimming it just a little bit. And that's the thing with this car. Like I said earlier, it's very, very heavy. So, in other cars, like, for example, let's say I was driving my Nissan 240SX, I can hit the e-brake late and then just brake if I want to make the corner. And because the car is fairly light, its braking distance is not that bad. This thing, on the other hand, you have to brake ahead, and you already have to know the driving line. You have to know where you're braking and where you want to end up ahead of time, because or else, well, you're just not going to end up drifting at all, period. So also, it takes a bit of time to get used to this car. Don't forget, this is basically the one time I drifted in 2 weeks. And then I started off right away, and this was it. So I pardon if it's not up to your standards. I also had to get used to the car, but you see, I'm slowly improving as the race goes along. I mean, like, I went from 11th to 7th, and I'm slowly grinding my way up. Although the guy in first place has built up quite a lead at 23,000 points. In other words, no one decided to crash into him on his first lap. But just remember, to win in this game mode, you don't need to have the high score, just the best lap. So you could just literally do one lap and still win. the race. I don't know if that's a thing, but I think you could probably do that if you were just ridiculously confident in your ability to drift and kick ass. You never know. Anything's possible. So, basically, this is a cool map. Sorry, not. It is a cool map. I like the Nürburgring Grand Prix track. The only thing I do not like is drifting at night. Now, here it's not as bad because it's a fairly well-lighted track. But drifting on pretty much any other track at night is freaking impossible. And the reason for that is when you're drifting, you want to be looking sideways, because technically sideways is where you're going, is ahead of you. Your headlights are only pointing straight in front of you. So on maps that are not well lit, like the Nürburgring, you have no idea where the turns are, where the outs are. If there's a hidden wall, you'll only see it when it's in front of you, not beside you. And so it really limits your field of vision and limits your ability to predict where you're going. Makes you, I don't know if it makes you a better drifter. Of course, any practice is wanted, but it just makes things a little bit more challenging for those of you guys who are looking for that extra little bit of, well, spice. Well, at one point, I'm sure they're going to have night and rain, and at some point, hopefully, they'll have snow, because, you know, I'm Canadian. I like my snow. It's always good like that. And so, yeah, this is the Chrysler 300 SRT build. Before this video ends, I just want to remind you guys to please leave your car suggestions in the comments below. Leave your comments in the comments below. And basically anything. If your car suggestion doesn't get picked right away, it's not the end of the world. It's just I have not had the time to look at it. And I'm only doing one car a week. But I'm going to be doing this for the next year. So that means like 52 cars. Which means there's plenty of time for your car to get chosen. So don't despair. Just write it again in this week's and next week's. And etc. Oh, look at that big drift. Look at that. Oh, sweet. 4th place. So as usual, I want to thank you all for watching and leave your comments below. Hope you all enjoyed. And I will see you all in the next one.